Ernie Ball Music Band hasn't been to Musikmesse the last handful of years, really because we weren't seeing a return on going. It was a very, very high cost. Obviously, we're on the west coast of California, and coming to Frankfurt is very expensive. It's booth, it's sending 15 to 20 people here, and I think the most challenging thing for us with Musikmesse is it is so close to the Winter NAMM Show and dates. It's only a couple months away, and we've always used the Winter NAMM Show as our launch pad for new instruments and new strings, and fortunately we get to see most all of our distributors, international distributors, come and visit us and want to see the products and want to hear about it and want to see what the marketing guidelines are, and so to do that again 3 months later, we would do it if we saw a return and if we saw that there was a massive turnout of both consumers and retailers. But unfortunately, over the last handful of years, we weren't seeing that. I hope there's a future for Musikmesse, and I hope that there's a future for trade shows in general, because if I'm being objective, it kicks us in the butt to launch new products and gives our teams deadlines. Hey, we got this coming up, we've got NAMM, we've got MESS, and so while they cost a lot of money, they also add a lot of value because they create natural deadlines internally for the company. As far as the future goes for Musikmesse, I heard some positive things this year, some adapting that the show did, but I don't know if it has a future. I think, for me, if the head of Musikmesse were to ask me what would you like to see different, I'd like to see it spread out further from NAMM Show, preferably maybe late summer, so that you could maybe launch products in Europe that would hit the holiday season. I think that would be something that might entice more manufacturers like us to come. I'd like to see, a hybrid of public-private days, not, and I think they started doing that. So maybe I hope they're on the right path. When I was a kid, I was lucky to basically be brought up in the NAMM Show, and in the 80s was a really fun time to go to the NAMM Show. It was I think my eyes were this big the whole time just looking around the whole show. But nowadays it's less of a buying show, it's less of a retail show where retailers show up and they spend dollars at the show. Retailers that do still come, they come and they want to see what you've got, and then they want to go home and think about what they want to purchase, which is totally fine. It's more of a consumer show now, and I think smart manufacturers have to adapt to that and make it more of a marketing show and have press events, have artists there, you got to make it fun, make a carnival in your booth, capitalize on cell phones and Instagram, and if you do that, I think you get your value out of it. It's a little tougher to quantify than in sales orders, but I think that if you make it more of a marketing event in your booth, you can still make a big impact. I think there's some alternatives to trade shows you can do. I think dealer visits are more important than ever. A lot of companies now have ordering systems B2B on their website. I think that's eliminated some of the face-to-face interaction that a manufacturer can have with a dealer. So I think in-store visits and road shows are really, really important, almost as like a secondary component to a trade show. Because at a trade show, there's thousands of exhibitors, and it's so loud, and everyone's playing loud, and amps are loud, and the quality of time and the interaction you have is short-lived, whereas I think road shows and things like that can be really beneficial.